Hello. My name is Shannon Higgins. I'm the media lead for Humanode. Been with Dato and Victor and the whole team, I guess, since the inception. So today, I'd like to have a brief talk about, from simple and private civil resistance to the foundation of liquid democracy. What started out as a small way of founding a consensus mechanism evolved into something that I think will be the foundation of something even greater. But just to refresh everybody's memory, we'd like to talk about civil resistance. I'm quite sure everybody knows the main goal of a civil attack on a blockchain network is to gain disappropriate influence over decisions made in the network. Basically, I could have, let's say we're voting for what to have for dinner. There are 10 people in the room. 4 want chicken, 6 want fish. Okay, it's a clear vote. But what if I say, no, I really want chicken? So I create multiple identities of myself, 100 of myself. And suddenly there are 103 people that want chicken with 6 people who want fish. Well, that's basically what a civil attack is. Civil resistance, the way we're doing it, is basically making sure that the network uses the mechanism that limits one account to one person. And I'm sorry if the translation is wrong. This is the Turkish version. It might cause you to laugh, but this is what civil defense is all about. Now, just to bring you back to the beginning, in 2017, the whole thing started when Dato and Victor were thinking about, we got to find a way to fix blockchain. Proof of work isn't working. Proof of stake has so many troubles. Let's see if we can do something about it. 2019, we started to say, okay, well, maybe biometrics are getting to the point where you can actually use them. Then in 2020, well, COVID hit, and everybody was locked in their rooms, some of them in hotel rooms in Thailand, and sat down and did a lot of research. You realize, you know what? It can work. The technology is at the point that we can deliver civil resistance and use biometrics for a consensus mechanism. So one of the first things we came up with crypto biometrics, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's basically the foundation of what private biometric authentication is. And for those of you who read juries, this is the simplest explanation that I could think of what crypto biometrics is. But basically, it's a way to make sure that this information is private as possible, but useful. In simple terms, Humanode is developing, and I would like to say developed, but as it's evolving, I'm going to say Humanode is developing the world's first decentralized biometric identification layer. And the key is privacy. All we or anyone will ever know is that the user is a unique and alive human being. I'm not going to, David can, or Victor or Sasha or anybody can scan their face and I won't be able to say, aha, this is Sasha. It doesn't work that way. But this is important because it lays a foundation of many things. I mean, all we really need to know is that you are alive and that you're a human and that there's no duplicate copies of you. Okay? So as we start to move forward, the realization that, civil resistance is needed in a lot of places, not just in blockchain. But we could have this as a foundation of our blockchain as part of the consensus mechanism. But the important thing is we can offer this to assist with many needs in the market. Just looking around, I mean, there's so many more, but other blockchain projects could use it. Web3 projects, Web2 projects, decentralized finance services, GameFi, or just regular gaming, one user, one account, SNS platforms, traditional businesses, DAO voting systems. This is something that can be used to guarantee that there's only one person, well, maybe not 100% guarantee, but come pretty close to 100% that there's only one person behind this account, or at least one living person behind the account. Now, as Humanode started to evolve and develop, we started to produce many products out there. I mean, we have Botbasher for Discord, now Telegram, assuring that there's, one person is behind one account, and that same person can't have 100 accounts to join the voting channel, to sign up for airdrops, whatnot. We have Biomapper, WAS2 services, confidential virtual machines. We'll soon be working on the technical elements of the DAO, the Vortex, and Dato will be talking more about the Vortex later, so I won't get into any details here. Cross-chain biomapping and SR-Gate are things that are coming. So we realize, of course, one person, one node as a foundation for Humanode can evolve into one person, one node, one vote, assuring that, we can vote, each person will have an equal voice. And we realized just how important this was, because people, the core, they crave for fairness. They crave for their voice to matter. They want to be included. You don't want to be part of a system. A lot of voter apathy happens, even in the world in general. People don't go to vote because they feel my voice doesn't matter. I can say something and it won't count. Well, that's a problem for any social system. People's voices have to matter. One person on the top, or a group of politicians, or a group of rich people, or a group of super smart people, they can't represent everybody. We have to have a chance to at least voice your opinion and feel that you are heard. Even if the result isn't what you want, you at least have the opportunity to be heard. And what we want to do is to give people that chance. We don't believe that Humanode has all the answers. We don't believe that we will be able to change everything. But we believe that we can give a chance. We can build the tools that people could take and say, okay, let's take this, bring it to the next level. So while we're thinking about this, a lot of conversations go on, obviously. We sit down, we drink coffee, we're talking, what about this? Well, what will happen if this happens? I was a photographer and a journalist. I spent 20 years working in journalism. And just thinking of all the possible scenarios and what's going wrong with the world right now, what's going wrong with the various corporate structures, and what could go right if we use these philosophies and these tools. So I created this dystopian novel in the near future, talking about what could go wrong in the world if it goes as is, and what could go right in the world. And while writing this, I'm still writing it. It's a 10-chapter or 10-book novel, and I'm on my 7th book right now. So I'm still writing it. But the more I write it, I realized that Humanode, or the Vortex, the DAO, the one person, one vote system, could become the foundation of what is known as liquid democracy. And I do not plan to give a lecture on liquid democracy, but one thing that I saw that could be a possibility, just remember, all I'm talking about is possibilities. We have private biometrics. Let's say, what if, okay, we say, you know, as a national of any country, I live in Japan. Unfortunately, I don't have voting rights in Japan, but let's say if I go to register to vote, like any country in the world, you go with your documents, say, okay, I'm here to register to vote. I'm a legal citizen, paid my taxes. And then they say, okay, you're registered. Now do a bio-op, a biometric scan of your face. Not giving them your biometric information, but using, let's say, a system that Humanode has. Using crypto biometrics, scan your face, and that is the key. So time comes to vote. You scan your face, say, aha, this person, whoever he is tied to a person who is registered, or to a registered token. So this person is available to vote. This person is allowed to vote in this country. We don't know who he is, who she is, who it is, whatever it is. We don't know how much money they have, what their faith is, what their philosophy is, but they are legally registered to vote. Vote. So you can vote. I don't know, maybe from your mobile phone or from a computer or from anywhere. You are able to cast your vote without telling people who you are, but with the assurance that what you said, what your vote was counted, and that you had the opportunity without having the fear of people coming back and saying, you voted for this, therefore you're going to jail. The freedom to voice your opinion. And if you're able to do this for, let's say, in liquid democracy, it's basically everybody has an equal chance to vote. But if you don't want to vote, or you trust maybe somebody else knows better, like if I was to vote about, I don't know, fashion, I'd say perhaps Sasha or Nana or any of the ladies here would be able to be more knowledgeable about fashion. So I'll say, okay, I'll delegate my vote to this person because this person, I think, has the best fashion sense. And that person can say, you know, I know about fashion and 100 people trust me, but I really think this person is better. So I'll delegate my vote and all of my proxies to this person. And that's how the system works. And if you don't like the person's decision, in the future, you can say, no, I want my vote back. I will vote on my own. So this is just a foundation of a new style of inclusive democracy. So although I talked about liquid democracy here, it isn't the only limitation or the only way we could use such a system. Once again, the key is privacy and the one person, one vote principle. It gives power to the people. And every single vote matters. Every single vote counts. It's the same in the vortex, in the voting system that the Humanode is trying to develop. Yes, the data will be talking about it, so I won't go into details, but your vote counts, and it's important for people to vote. Now, the only thing that can really hold us back is our lack of imagination and the lack of will to step forward and create a more just, equal, and fair system. This goes just beyond the voting system and the whole Humanode platform. What we are providing here are the tools for change. We have visions of what this would be great for. But in reality, with the creation of the DAO and the implementation of the DAO, in a few years' time, more and more of the whole community will have equal voice, and the shift will change from those who started this at the core to everybody in the community, where it's not us carrying the community, it's not just our decisions, like we did yesterday. Everybody is part of the DAO, everybody votes. Everybody's votes matters. So the foundation for the tools are here. We are still developing them, but we will continue to develop them. And the power will be in your hands. So please remember that we can develop the tools, we cannot force change. We hope that everybody will step up and say, okay, we have these interesting tools. Perhaps we can do this. Perhaps we can take it a step further. And if those in the global community, those in the Turkish community can step up and say, you know, we really need to do it with these tools. We need to do this. Well, we are here to help, and we are here to cheer everybody on. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Shannon, once again. That was a great presentation. Guys, we have another 5 minutes break for you to stretch, have a cigarette, and then we continue on with the lectures. And next up is Victor with a very difficult lecture, so you better have a good cigarette, drink some coffee, and get mentally ready for it.